Hello, everybody. This is NW Jordan, your host of ArchNation, and today we're going to be talking about architecture waitlisting for college. Let's get into it. All right, today's question is from BlueSquare, and it's about being waitlisted. What are my chances? Hi, I was recently waitlisted by Columbia for the MArch program and was wondering if there were a lot of people on this site that got accepted and are leaning towards not enrolling. The waiting makes me truly anxious since they were my top choice. Any tips or knowledge of the program, of actually people being taken off of the waitlist? Is there even any chance of it being worth it, or should I just try harder, like visiting the school? First response here is by One Lost Architect says, "Are you loaded?" And he says, "No, unfortunately." Sometimes I do play a factor in it, but when it comes to architecture school, usually you have to be a little bit more prepared than that, besides just, hoping for your parents just to happen to be loaded. Axon Apocalyptic says, "Columbia is your top choice. Why?" I was encouraged to go to an open house at a school where I was waitlisted. I do not recommend I'd go to the school that offers the most money. I totally agree there. You should always go to the school that offers you the most grants, scholarships, aid, resources as possible. This way you can maximize your returns. BlueSquare returns by saying it's faculty, networking opportunities, and way of looking at design overall are some of the things that I like most about it. I'm aware that some of the schools that I applied to are perfectly good also, but I guess I did not realize I would much rather achieve what I intended originally. I did not receive an invitation to an open house, so I will much likely not go. So now I am just torn between not doing anything and maybe just doing some volunteer work suggested up there. I don't know. I know my chances are slim anyway, but it is definitely something that will keep me anxious until I hear back. All right. Thanks a lot, BlueSquare. I'm going to be talking about my own personal experience on being waitlisted. I went through the forum here, and some people suggest, your parents donating to the school. Others, ask, why is Columbia your choice school? Is there local schools near you that could help? I do like Columbia. I went to Columbia myself for a little while, but that was much, much later in my academia career. This post right here by Formerly Unknown was a good response, talking about how people do get in off of waitlists in some years, but asking here individually, is not really a good way to tell how much, your chances are. The yield rate is always expected to be somewhat less than the acceptance rate. So they admit a number that the project will yield the target class size. So, they have a large number of students, and then through the various, whether it be them applying, whether it be them going through first year, second year, them not having adequate maybe hours, them having family, all these things kind of siphon down the numbers of graduating students. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? That's kind of up for debate, but the forum mainly were talking about you having to get maybe more options. You want to get that wait listing, but it's not always ideal. In this case right here, they were in the same boat as you, and they were offered a 2-year track at Pratt, but it was considerable. I even had a friend who ultimately went to Pratt as well, but off of a wait list, I believe. But they're very hard. They're very hard and very difficult to get through. So once again, I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about my personal experience with being waitlisted, because I too, my friend, have been waitlisted. Applying for a university is tougher and is made that much more difficult by being placed on an architectural waitlist. I too was waitlisted, but for 2 years. I was trying to get into the program that I idealized, but it didn't quite work out. Now, at the time, I did have a few acceptances and prospects from other schools, such as Trulon University, Villanova University, Temple University, Drexel, and more. But my top choices at the time were Trulon, Temple, and even Yale. Ultimately, I settled on Temple due to its architectural prestige, as well as all of the amazing technology they had. They had an incredible computer center. They had great studios, great drafting tables, great professors. I would have went to Trulon, but it was a little bit too far for me. I lived in New Jersey at the time, and Trulon is in New Orleans, Louisiana. So that's essentially across the country for me. Now, in 2007, I was first accepted into Temple University, but as undeclared. Their sales pitch was essentially that even though I wasn't in the architecture program and I wouldn't be in the program right away, that if I worked in my portfolio, collegiate academics, I would surely be accepted in. So I did what they said. I followed their guidance. I followed the counselor's guidance, the architectural professor's guidance. I even enrolled in classes like art history, architectural elective drafting, photography, contemporary. I think it was contemporary. It was something to do with contemporary architectural facades, but I worked in my portfolio and would even talk to students in the program frequently. And despite that, and even people dropping out of the program weekly, I was not let into Temple's architecture program. I remained on the wait list. And as you know, my friend, it was very, very nerve-wracking. And, all that anxiety was just building up over 2 years. I spent 2 years and essentially $25,000 to $30,000 at a university to which I was not in my degree field. I had the grades, I had the portfolio, I had the drive. The only thing I didn't have was a chance off the wait list. So reluctantly, in the spring of 2009, I decided to take a step back and reevaluate my architectural path. After much research and the help of my family, a few friends, I enrolled in Essex County College, where I would eventually study architectural technology and to become certified in computer-aided design. So I immediately went from being undeclared at Temple University to being a first-year architectural technology student at Essex County College. It was great. I was finally in my program. I was finally in two programs that catered to what I wanted to do directly. I was able to learn computer designing through the various CAD programs. I was able to use this mix of, architectural technology to get things done in the classroom, in the studio, and overall it was just going pretty well. And the great thing about this was that not only did this give me a way to continually build my architectural portfolio, but it gave me a way into New Jersey Institute of Technology. And NJIT, this, New Jersey Institute of Technology, is where I would end up getting my BArch degree. Now, I had paid a lot of money to go to Temple, but with my portfolio, with grants, I was able to essentially go to the county college for free, which was amazing. So the county college gave me a boost into their sister school, which was the accredited NJIT. Now, at first, I thought it would be hard to get to NJIT. It is a pretty difficult school, but since I was on that wait list and I didn't just wait while I was on the wait list, I had a portfolio, which I'd worked hard for 4 years building with a variety of works from Temple to Essex County. The process was rather simple. I chose the instant decision day / appointment instead of the normal application process to speed up the time. So I know the normal process would probably take, I think, about 4, sometimes 6 months. I was thinking it would take 4 months. I only had the summer of 2011 to figure out my college situation, so it was crucial that I knew everything as fast as possible. Ultimately, I got into NJIT and went through into the infamous architecture program. Now, simply put, don't just wait around while you're on this waitlist. Take active steps to grow your skill and portfolio. Take advantage of everything from the instant decision days to your counselors to the grants to your computer center, your electives. Take advantage of as much as you can to help transfer you into a good architectural program as fast as possible. And remember, you want to make sure that it's accredited. I mean, you can start out at an unaccredited community or county college, but you want to make sure that bachelor, that higher degree is from an accredited program, because if you don't get it from an accredited university, you will not be able to get your license. That's just how it is. So hopefully this helped. I would like to thank you. Would like to thank everybody for supporting the show. Thanks for upvoting, liking, subscribing. Thanks for hitting that notification bell. Thanks for all of you sending that cup of coffee on PayPal. Thanks for all of you on Steam and on the blockchain supporting this show. So until next time, my friends, this is NW Jordan, your host, signing out.